reading this evening? We have none, but we do have ordinances for second reading. We'll go to our attorney to make those.
Thank you, Mayor. For second reading, we have two ordinances. The first one is entitled Ordinance with Respect to the Lease Purchasing of Certain Equipment of Country Roads Leasing LLC and authorizing the taking of actions related thereto. The principal amount to be financed not to exceed $325,213 for garbage trucks and police cruisers. And this is the second reading, which follows the first reading and a public hearing.
So moved. Been moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second for the adoption of the ordinance relating to the public hearing we had just a few minutes ago. And police purchase on the equipment. Do you have any questions or comments that have not been satisfied at this point? If not, call for the question. All in favor of the ordinance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, and so ordered. We'll go back to our attorney for the next one.
Thank you, Mayor. The second ordinance for second reading is entitled An Ordinance Repealing Section 545.04 Fireworks and enacting Article 5.4504 Fireworks, Sale, Possession, Storage, and Discharge, 545.04A, Sub A, generally, Section 545.04B, Consumer Fireworks, Regulations, Prohibited Actions and Exceptions, and Section 545.04 Sub C, Enforcement, Violations, Fine, and Costs.
Thank you, Dale. Second. Do I have a motion?
Amendment.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second on that. We've had information concerning the fireworks ordinance, which is quite voluminous, as you probably know at this point. So do I have any specific questions or comments concerning the ordinance? Are we ready for a question then? If so, I'll call the question. All in favor of the ordinance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none, and the ordinance is passed. We have no old business and new business to deal with. We have the financial committee report, and I'll go to Councilman Coleman for that.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve payment of current invoices in the amount of $3,220.52.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval then of payments of current invoices. Invoices are here on the front table. If you'd like to view those, you may do so. It's public record. Those for $3,220.52. It's been moved and seconded. Do I have any other comments or questions concerning the invoices to be paid? If not, all in favor of the payment, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, then we need a payment.
I'd like to make a motion for approval to purchase a 2017 Dodge Charger for the police department in the amount of $28,992 to be paid as follows: $25,000 from Pinal County Public Safety Grant and $3,922 from the police seizure account.
Second.
Move second then for the purchase of the vehicle, and money should come from those various items. Do I have any questions or comments concerning this purchase? If not, all in favor of the purchase, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, and so ordered.
I'd like to make a motion to approve to purchase emergency lights, sirens, and radios to be installed for 4 new police cruisers from Electronic Communications in the amount of $26,331.92.
Second.
Moved and second then for the purchase of the equipment mentioned. And do I have any other questions or comments concerning that one? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, so ordered. Moving on to letters and reports. Do I have any letters or reports?
I have a report, a parks report. Our last dance, we had around 100 kids attend this past Friday. We have a movie night on January 28th at the Hansford Center. We're playing Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. That'll start at 7 p.m. We'll have 2 dances in February. One on the 3rd is for the 4th and 5th grade kids. And on the February 10th will be for the 1st through 3rd grade. And those will be held at the water company. And in March, we're thinking about having a generations dance. It's kind of like the father-daughter dance we had, but we want to encourage anyone out there to just bring kids, show up, dance. Going to try to make it really nice.
You have to bring a kid with you?
You sure? You can go one, you can bring anyone.
So the public, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like father-daughter dance. You can bring grandparent, grandchild, doesn't matter.
You can bring your wife?
If you want to bring your wife, you can.
What do you
She's a lot younger.
Hey, Jason, if I could touch on the dance that we had last Friday, it was a huge success, like you say, close to 100 kids. But Buzz was there from 96.9 WWSA here in town, and he actually did some interviews with kids, and he's been playing that on the radio all week long, and that went over great with the kids down there.
They had about 25 interviews to get, kids got to go around and listen to themselves on the radio, so that's always fun. So we're always looking for something different, and that works well.
Mayor, I don't know exactly when this happened. I think it was, maybe back in December. The issue was brought up with making Roosevelt Avenue in Ward 7 one way west coming off Route 6 in the corner of Spruce Street. That went through a discussion matter, and it was approved to send the ordinance for some study. I went through this is in my ward, of course, and I went to every house on Roosevelt Avenue. Told them what was happening, and an ordinance would be forthcoming. Well, there was none exception at all to the fact that we were doing this. In fact, one guy said, I know exactly what you're talking about, the greatest thing you ever did. Well, we did it. Now I got 25 signatures saying they'd like for us to reverse that. Children, this is some of the things that we comes up in here. It's frustrating to me, and I'll just be honest with you, and they heard a little bit about the ordinance tonight. I'm big on safety. This was a big safety issue. The chief and his major recommended the House because it was a terrible wreck there, whether or not chief had kind of initiated this. It's just a terrible situation. Well, for me, I don't have no desire to even think about changing that back. We have to protect our citizens. We have a couple of other situations in this city. There's one at the corner of Walnut and South Walnut and Knoll Terrace, the Marathon Station. We got obstruction of view there, which relates to safety. We have another one coming off of Highland Drive that turned in tonight up here that went before our committee and was turned down because the citizens objected to it. Folks, there's something going to have to happen one of these days that we're going to have to prove to these citizens that life is more important, and I don't want to go that way. I want to stay the way it is. So it bothers me that this happened to me, and I'm a little more touched with things like this than maybe some people, because I don't like that safety. But these folks over there, I won't go talk to them about it. I'm just that kind of a person. I'll try to explain one more time. And I'm not in favor of reversing this under no circumstances. Of course, if it happens and I still live in that ward, I will object for the reason that it's strictly a safety issue. Oh, well. Safety.
Thank you for the information. Let us know what happens as you do talk to these folks. Assuming the same folks that signed the petition were the same folks that gave the okay in the get-go.
I talked to a lot of these right on here. I'm going to ask them to change your mind. I don't know, but
You can report back your findings.
I feel good about what we did. I do. I don't have no problem with it at all.
Anyone else with the report information and share?
Mayor, if I could?
Yes, sir.
It came to my attention, recently through the safety committee, we had talked about putting lights in some really suspicious areas, high traffic areas where we know there's drug activity and some other kind of behaviors that are going on. Got good support from the committee, spoke to some police officers about it. They like the idea because some of those alleys where this is going on is extremely dark and poses a danger to the police officers that have to enter there. Myself and I know Councilwoman Thomas, she has the same issue with some of her alleys where a lot of, let's just say, bad behavior is going on. My part of the woods is an older neighborhood. A lot of my neighbors are seniors in their 80s, and talking to everybody along that street, they really want these lights because they're tired of having these people walk through their yards. One individual had two people, or has had his house broken into twice. another individual had his tires cut. It's just nonsense that goes on in this alley, in this area around Wilson and Lincoln Avenue, 2000 to 2100 block. And I know Cheryl's, she's got some major issues. If you look at the police reports, a lot of narcotics, and it moves back and forth. And I think that if we don't look at putting lights in these alleys where they hide, where they do their drugs, where they do all this behavior, and go through these alleys and basically hold this neighborhood at bay is what they're doing. You really are. If you go talk to these people, every one of them said, do what you can, do what you can. We appreciate what you do. You know, we appreciate you at least looking out for us. And it went to Public Works, and it got shot down. And I don't know the ins and outs of it. I wasn't there. It's an early meeting. I had to work. It can't really be a money issue because there's electricity back there, there's poles back there, and it runs about $7 and some change according to Judy Hurd, who runs our account. I don't think we're doing our citizens justice if we don't look into this. It can't stop there. It's got to move on. It's got to be something that we discuss, as a council. Because it doesn't just affect me, it affects other wards as well. Cheryl?
Yes.
There's other people. I mean, if we're not putting light on this issue, it's just going to continue and continue and continue until it's out of control and every house is getting broken into. You know, I've got cameras. A lot of these people don't have cameras. They're at bay. They're being held hostage by these, I hate to use the word, criminals and drug users, and people don't care. They don't care what about your property or my property or anybody else's. So I just really want the council to think about this and think about not just yourself, but your citizens.
I'd like to add to that, if I could.
Please do.
Not only for the citizens, but for our police departments. If they have to get out into some of these areas, you know, something could happen to them. And with the way that the society is now, I think we need to really look at it. So I agree with Councilman Withrow on the light issue. So if we could do something about that.
What we'll do is bring it back to safety and also Public Works to reconsider. And Jerry's committee and Justice committee.
Mayor, the big concern, of course, is the cost of the situation. Not if we do alleys in one area, you know what that means, all over in Albans. These lights cost about $1,100 a year, and you're talking about an astronomical feature of lights. I agree that they would be like to light up the whole area, but it's a very costly, very expensive proposition. And believe me, if we light one area, we will be lighting up the whole town of St. Albans. That was what the Public Works felt like was the problem. It's not aiming at trying to eliminate one alley. It's alleys all over town.
Mayor, I'm sorry. Jerry, I agree with you. People are going to want it. But that's where we have to be the ones to say, no, you don't need, if your alley is clear and you don't have any known activity, and that's where, the police will be able to be the first ones to tell you where your activity's at. And I'm not talking about and Councilman Philippon brought up a very good point at the last safety, on a case-by-case basis. I'll be honest with you, I'll put them up. And if those two individual houses, or actually three now, I think it is, if they disappear, if we get lucky enough and they go away, then the lights can come down. I have no problem with that. But we have to light him up. These people think they can do what they want to do, and we're just letting them do it. And I don't think it's fair to the citizens to think that they have to pay for it when that alley is actually city property. They go through there.
The ones where I'm talking about in my ward, there's maybe 3 in really, really dark areas, in high traffic areas. I'm not lighting up the whole ward, just certain areas that are really, really bad.
Yeah, I've only got 6 lights, actually 5, because one pole doesn't have electricity. And that's where we have to be as a council. If somebody comes to you, we can go to the police, and the police say, no, there's not much going on over there. And just tell them no. No, no means no, it's easy. I have no problem telling somebody no.
Okay, we'll go ahead and if you guys want to appear at the safety committee, Commissioner Presentation, folks over there, and come up with a plan and think of people. We'll go through the process for your consideration.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
And Mayor, we did talk in public, so we might take the list that the council will give us and turn over and see what the cost would be to do that. You give us some phone numbers. I think there's 6 of them, I believe. And I'm like, let's see what the cost was. It runs in my mind, when they put them two up in Ward 7, it was $4,000 is what it cost to set.
Well, but it depends on if you have to set a pole.
Operations probably runs like, you know, 7 something a month.
Yeah, she,
About
yeah, about $8 bucks.
Eight something a month.
I may be able to be good. I'm looking for the list here now, and I'll give it to Barbara, maybe you run or somebody can talk to that, Mrs. Hurd, and see what the cost
It just
would be.
depends on if there's a pole that must.
And even if there's an existing pole, sometimes you can't put a light on there because of lines and transformers and stuff like that. So you might say, best thing is just check each individual pole and see what it is.
So some of them are television poles and some are power poles.
Well, the growth up in there is pretty heavy too.
Yeah, they don't take care of nothing back there. You can't make the drive.
On the railroad track anyway.
Okay, so we'll follow that process and see what we come up with in terms of the suggestions that we've heard this evening. Any other?
Mayor, I'd just like to add to what Councilman Whitwer said, and it goes back to the question the young man asked earlier, why is it important to have city council? Councilman Lemon has an issue in his ward that people approve something and now they're willing to rescind it. You know, one of the reasons why we have a republic in this country and not a democracy is because we have to step up as lawmakers, as representatives of the people here, and make decisions that aren't necessarily popular. Jerry, I agree with you, it's going to be a very expensive proposition, but it has to be a priority. I mean, the headlines are screaming about the drug activities. For whatever reason, the press seems to think that anything from the Patrick Street Bridge to DeKalb County to St. Albans when there's a drug issue, you know, it's always the St. Albans, St. Albans, St. Albans. And you've got to address this issue. Back to the question, young man, you know, sometimes you have to say no to the citizens. You have to go back to the citizens and say, you know, this is what we think is best, this is what we feel is in the best interest of the public. You know, if that's lighting the alleys, and that's what we need to find, we need to set that as a priority and find what to do.
Any other discussion or comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to our next item on the agenda, which just happens to be the announcements that affects all of us in the city, and the announcements of these. Approval of down here, the council filing, the candidate filing date for 2017 city election will be on January 5th through the 23rd. Take place in this fine lady's office, the city clerk. She's there from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. for any paperwork that needs to be submitted and will pick up. Also, the finance committee will meet on Monday, January 30th, and that will be at 4:30 p.m. and then usually conference in City Hall. Also, public safety meeting, which we discussed a few minutes ago, will be meeting on Monday, February 6th. That'll be at 6:30 p.m. here in the council chamber. City council meeting on Monday, February 6th. That'll be at 7:30 p.m. here in the council chamber. Those are the announcements for this evening. We turn now to the public forum. Anyone wishing to address council may come to the podium. Please give us your name, your address, and if you have 5 minutes to address council.
Move for adjournment. Second.
We move to not a favorable issue on favor